The restoration of the gospel in the latter days provides an important companion account of the Savior's birth in the Book of Mormon. As we consider this episode together, I invite you to visualize yourself in these events and not merely listen to the words. Our account begins in the land of Zarahemla, a few years before the birth of the Savior. Please try to imagine that you are 10 years old and a member of the multitude listening to a prophet of God foretell future events. Samuel declared, "Behold, I give unto you a sign, for 5 years more cometh, and then, behold, cometh the Son of God to redeem all those who shall believe on his name. There shall be one day and a night and a day, as if it were one day and there were no night. And this shall be unto you for a sign. And behold, there shall a new star arise, and this also shall be a sign unto you." As time passed, the prophecies of the prophets began to be fulfilled more fully, for there began to be greater signs and greater miracles wrought among the people. But there were some who began to say that the time was past for the words to be fulfilled which were spoken by Samuel the Lamanite. And it came to pass that they did make a great uproar throughout the land. And the people who believed began to be very sorrowful, lest by any means those things which had been spoken might not come to pass. But behold, they did watch steadfastly for that day and that night and that day, which should be as one day as if there were no night, that they might know that their faith had not been vain. Now it came to pass that there was a day set apart by the unbelievers, that all those who believed in those traditions should be put to death, except the sign should come to pass, which had been given by Samuel the prophet. Can we even begin to understand what it might have been like to await the sign of his coming and also face the dire deadline of death? In a climate of religious persecution, and at the tender age of approximately 15, you marveled one evening as the sun went down, but there was no darkness. And the people began to be astonished, and they began to know that the Son of God must shortly appear. The day Jesus was born was a day of deliverance for the believers in the New World. Light as the sign of the Savior's birth literally saved their lives. Imagine that over 30 years have passed, and you are now approaching the age of 50. You can still remember vividly the teachings of Samuel and your experiences as a teenager when the sign of the Lord's birth was given. One of the signs of Christ's death foretold by Samuel was 3 days of intense darkness. What might it have been like to experience those 3 days of indescribable darkness and then, a short time later, gather with the multitude of 2,500 people at the temple in the land of Bountiful? Can you envision the majesty of the moment as the Savior descended from the heavens and declared, "Behold, I am Jesus Christ. I am the light and the life of the world." To this special assembly at the temple, 2 of the first words the Savior used to describe himself were the light. The account of the first Christmas in the Book of Mormon helps us to learn and more fully understand that Jesus Christ is the light which shineth in darkness. In every season of our lives, in all of the circumstances we may encounter, and in each challenge we may face, Jesus Christ is the light that dispels fear, provides assurance and direction, and engenders enduring peace and joy. And as our resurrected Lord, He lives today.